the Claude Lemieux incident, right, tells you that in life and sports, bad things will happen, but you can't lose respect for a fellow human being. And that's all it is. And Claude has learned that. But always remember, if you're on the ice today with Claude Lemieux and you turn your back, you're an idiot. But I'll turn my back off the ice.
There he is. He's color coordinated. DMAC, how's things,
You're
my friend?
such a kiss ass. Look at you wearing a grinder shirt. I like it though.
I'm think
Absolutely. Look at those strings falling. Oh, those are your arms. Sorry. Looking good, Melty. What's up? Did you hit the net this morning or what?
no, not this morning. I didn't play this morning, but had I played, I would have hit the net several times.
Okay, that's the story. We're working. Progress, not perfection, people out there. Anybody who knows, if Meltdown hit the net, he'd be a 50-goal guy in the beer.
Yeah, here we go. Oh man, I don't know why did I get you on here just so you could abuse me for 10 minutes or what? What's going on here?
No, that's called connecting with me, calling, whatever. Now on video, people just get to watch what we do, what I do on a regular when you reach out to me. And usually it's a friendly, some sort of comment, but I got to get chirps in no matter what. I mean, it's been 25, 30 years, so why would I stop now?
That's right. Yeah, you got to chirp. No question about it. So DMAC, you got a lot of things coming up here. I wanted to give a plug to. First of all, this coming weekend, talk about the hockey game. The Red Wing alumni are playing two games. They're playing against the Montreal Canadiens alumni on Saturday afternoon in Fraser, and then they're heading over to Orchard Lake St. Mary. Correct?
Yeah. Unfortunately, because of the business that I'm in this great state of Michigan, the Darren McCarty brand, I will be out and about, and I will miss that first game in Fraser, but I will be there. One of the games that take most pride in is the cerebral palsy game. United Cerebral Palsy. We play it every year, Orchard Lake St. Mary, 7 p.m. on Saturday. So that's always a good time. My boy J.R. Adams and Mike Ward headline that stuff. So I look forward to that on Saturday, get to do a little skating. I will hit the net. I will tell you right now, I will snipe 5-hole. I got this new Lucas Raymond stick that it took me a few shots to get. I felt like you, Melty. Everything was high and wide, but I'm going to dial it in and hit the net, because if I talk about it and chirping you, then I have to show it. But then Sunday is actually really big and exciting for me anyways, because I don't get to perform the Darren McCarty Slapstick Comedy Tour very often locally, and I'll be at Diamondback Saloon off of 94 in Belleville on Sunday night, 7 p.m. It's going to be a great show. I think that anytime in March, obviously right now, coming up in a little less than 2 weeks, is the 28-year anniversary of March 26, 97. So what a better time to come in and hear from the horse's mouth, sort of my perspective of where I was. I know that it's always great to see people. This will be sort of like more of a hometown show. So hopefully everybody who has an opportunity and wants to do a little pre-gaming St. Patty's ain't till Monday. So come on out with DMAC and we'll pre-game. We'll pre-game with a little bit of green, but it won't be green beer.
Yeah, so Saturday at Orchard Lake St. Mary's for the alumni game. And then, of course, like you said, the Diamondback. The last time you were there, was it last summer? Was that the last time you were at Diamondback when we were doing our bike night?
Yeah, we're doing the bike, doing the Bernstein, doing the bike raffle and stuff like that, bike nights and stuff. Diamondback Saloon, I mean, I remember that's been there for such a long time. And I think everybody's got a story there. So to be able to actually go and perform on that stage where numerous bands and acts and stuff have been. They're always bringing in great entertainment. So just to be able to step on stage in that venue will be something I can mark off my bucket list.
Yeah, and it's really cool. For people that haven't been there, they did a whole complete remodel on the inside of that place. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's good. We got enough room. Come on, come on.
Yeah. So then on the 26th, so you just kind of touched on it. So tell everybody what's happening on the 26th, because once again, you've got a big event coming up.
Well, the 20, yeah. So the 26th, and this is Big Boogie Productions, and so Brian at DarrenMcCarty.com. Anybody who wants to know, but we're doing a private party over at the Irish Viking, which is connected to the House of Shamrocks. Very limited amount of people, but everybody. So we're gonna go through, and one of the things that Meltdown. Remember when I used to do Grind Time with Darren McCarty, where it's a sit down. I'm going to do it, and I need to get on archives. So I figured for the 28th year anniversary is let me interview some of the people, like not only in my life, but have supported me and have been around. And then our fans, like where you were, what it means to you, this and that. The biggest thing is to get it on tape. You've taught me that, right? Get it on tape. How many times we go back or we're talking, you're going, yeah, I talked to him like 20 years ago, and you're pulling up clips and you're sending me that, like, so it's I think in the whole story as it relates out of March 26th and what the Lemieux incident means later in life, like it's got such a bigger life story now for all of us. And how has it affected your life, or where were you? Like, that's the whole thing. I know where I was. I want to remember where everybody is. So we're going to do that. We're going to play the game. We're going to talk about it, have the experience, have some, giveaways, some special memorabilia and commemoratives for that, event, to do it private like that. And then leading into 10 o'clock, and this is for everybody out there, Vice TV at 10 o'clock on March 26th has a new series called The Grudge. And they're featuring March 26, 1997, the rivalry between Colorado and Detroit and stuff like this, and getting to the nitty gritty and, behind the scenes, and taking a different tack than what we've seen before. We've all seen the Russian Five and Unrivaled, and my sit down at 25-year anniversary with Claude Lemieux. Well, now we're at 28 years. So I think it's just, for me, not only is it a big part of the incident of who I am, but what's come from that. And like I always say, Melty, like, the Claude Lemieux incident, right, tells you that in life and sports, bad things will happen, but you can't lose respect for a fellow human being. And that's all it is. And, Claude has learned that, I believe. But always remember, if you're on the ice today with Claude Lemieux and you turn your back, you're an idiot. But I'll turn my back off the ice. So and it's all growth. And it's growth because it's been so long. So there's a whole new generation of Red Wings fans that haven't experienced it or heard it or need to talk about it. And I just think it's something that we all share. And so just want to do something special this year. So Brian at DarrenMcCarty.com, anybody's looking forward for any information at that.
Yeah. And, look, we've talked about this, numerous times, but there have been countless fights in the history of the NHL, countless fights in the history of hockey. But that fight changed the trajectory of a team, and it was like a pivotal point, maybe even a turning point in not only that season, but perhaps maybe even in the organization itself. It's kind of crazy to think.
Bro, we blew up the Death Star.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I mean, I equate like sort of Red Wing history to Star Wars. Right now that we're getting into 10 years of now playoff hockey, and a whole bunch of kids that don't know anything about that have to learn about the history, just like we did about Gordy and Ted and stuff like that. So, yeah, I call it Red Wing D-Day, or, we blew up the Death Star that day if you use the Star Wars. But it's bigger because there's so many, and this is why I like to get into it, like with the intricacies of it. But it's a story. It makes a story of our team and the group of men and everybody that went into it, because it is such a historical that one incident can, and the timing of retribution, but also the biggest thing is winning that game that helped us propel us to be able to defeat Colorado, who had owned us in the playoffs, and eventually go on to win our first cup in 42 years.
Yeah. So that's happening on the 26th, and I'll tell you what, I'll see you somewhere this weekend, probably for sure on Sunday night, possibly on Saturday as well. I'd like to go out there and support that cause too. I'll be doing the game earlier in the day, doing interviews between the benches. I'll be talking with Brad May, I know, Matthew Danino, John Scott.
John Scott just did his Drop the Gloves podcast yesterday. Love John Scott up in Traverse City these days. Like I said, he's an old school legend.
Yeah, you saw the picture of him and I from last year. I mean, yeah.
Why don't you go? Hey, you know what? You see what I did to you? I mean, there might not be anything left of you if he's done with you. Stay away from him, Melty. Be nice.
Yeah, he's a.
Make sure you tell Maisie I said hi.
Oh
Mayday,
yeah,
he's,
for sure.
He's awesome.
Mazer, I've known him longer than I known you.
Oh yeah, because of Buffalo.
Yeah, I met him in Buffalo for the first time back in, I don't know, 93, 94, something like that. But yeah, it's crazy to think. John's a nice guy.
Speaking of your Buffalo day, and this is a little sidetrack. This is a great. This is podcasting for two right now. Did you see our boy Rob Ray take another puck in the face between the bet?
I did. Yeah. Razor in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, that was right off the.
That's the one thing. He could always take a punch. Now he
Yeah,
can take a puck, and he's
right.
taking a couple. So, yeah. So what I'm saying, Melty, is be careful. That won't happen to you because he's like a foot taller than you. So I mean, like he would have gone over your head. But maybe you should wear your little bucket visor in the penalty box so you're safe.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna be behind the glass, as you know. I got to keep this face looking perfect.
Well, that's it. It's the best face for radio and podcasting out there.
All right. On that note,
How many times do you get, oh my God, that voice comes out of that body?
I get this a lot sometimes. It's kind of funny to think because with the internet you can see everybody, right? But even this past weekend, oh man, I've listened to you for years. I never knew what you looked like, and I'm like, sorry to disappoint, dude.
There it is. There it is.
Well, listen, dude, keep
All
up.
right, brother. I always appreciate it.
We'll see you this weekend, okay?
Yeah, you bet, bud.